Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Grille, the Tier 5 German SPG. It's located on the south spawn of Mountain Pass, and it's under the command of Fixing Stupid of REBRN. Yes, Fixing Stupid. One shell at a time, removing the stupid players from the battlefield. Well, this is my North American account, and that's why I'm gradually working up the marks, and I've only got one mark on this vehicle at the moment. The Grille is actually a design based on the Hetzer chassis, which is the same as the Light Viz 38 and the Panzer 38T. It's mounting a 15cm howitzer, which is capable of doing 540 alpha and penetrating 38mm of armour. Now you might wonder why I fired a round into that tree. That's a tree that's normally used by people who are spotting, and they sit behind it and use it as cover, and I thought there might be an enemy tank sitting behind it at that moment, so I fired one in just to find out if he was at home. Unfortunately, it didn't get the result I expected, and we have got an enemy tank that I can hit there, a Chaffee, but he's pulled back quickly enough to avoid a hit. He's a Tier 5 American light tank, but there is a Tier 6 Soviet premium tank destroyer, the box tank, Su-100Y, based on the T-100 light heavy tank, that one. And I fired the shell in, but the guide moved and the shell actually fell to the left, so it's a long way away from the target, but I'm still following the target. He's up on the ice road, and with him's a T1 heavy. Now I'm lining him up for the next shot. He's gone behind the rock. I fire one in, and big hit, 250. I think he was actually tracked at the time, and he's taken out with the next shot. So I think the tracking shot actually made it so that one of the tanks below actually got a damage assist, and then I got the stun assist off the hit. I'm firing in at the T1 heavy. Not sure if he was there, but there's a hell of a lot of enemy tanks turned up on the Western Pass, and I'm now aiming in that direction. I think you can see them now. There's a Stug 3G, a 40 TP, two KV2s and a KV2R as well, and the KV2s are in platoon. Yes, two KV2s and a KV2R in platoon. That's a lot of firepower. Well, my first shot misses the target, but I'm now going after the KV2R, the premium one. Change my target, go for the 40 TP, pull back to the KV2R, back to the 40 TP, trying to work out which would be the best target to hit. Go for the KV2 instead. Direct hit, 226. Now it looks like both KV2s got stunned at that moment, and I suspect the KV2R was nearby as well. Yep, there he is. So my next shot is either going to be on the KV2R or the other one. Well, it's on the KV2R, and it hits him, 218. You can see the shell landed right on the front of the vehicle. Got those yellow marks next to the mantlet. Oh, and one of the KV2s is on fire. Yep, he's losing his hit points rapidly. I fire a round in, hoping to get the kill, and I do.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
Okay, KV2, the next one. He's sitting next to a 40 TP, who's also fairly badly damaged. Just hiding behind that rock. And there's a Wolverine. Now I switched to the Wolverine with good reason. Wolverine's got very light armour. Oh, fire at the KV2 instead. Actually lands between them all, but the 40 TP is the one who takes the most damage. Now the Wolverine's got very light armour, so a hit on him is more than likely going to be a penetrating shot, and that could lead to a 500 hit point bounty. That KV2R is determined to get at our Panzer 4.5. And he gets wiped out by our KV2. So I go back to where the Wolverine was last seen and fire the round in there. And no explosions, so I definitely hit him. Something that was on that corner was struck. It's a 19.4 second reload for the 15cm. It is the top gun on the Grille. It's got a very good trajectory. Okay, that shot didn't do any good. I was hoping to hit the Sherman, but he's pulled away, so now I'm aiming for the 40 TP, who's a one shot. I can splash kill him. I'm hoping if I can lob the shell over the top of the rock, the 40 TP will be destroyed. So rounds out. And yes, it does kill him. A blind kill. It didn't help him to stay behind that rock because it made him an easy kill. The other KV2 is there. It's the last KV2 on their platoon. And he's not going to last very long if I get a shot into him. Rounds out. Here we go. Yep, direct hit. And he's out the game. So their entire KV2 platoon has been wiped out. As has that Sherman 3 by our KV2. So the entire attack force that came round there has been, well, decimated. There's only a Stug 3G and a Wolverine left out of all of them. And the Wolverine, if you remember, took that blind shot. So I don't think he's got much in the way of hit points either. But I'm actually going to get closer. And also because there's nobody on the ice road left alive. In fact, not only the attacking force that went up the ice road has been killed, but all the defenders has been killed as well. And that M4A1 on the enemy team might be coming that way. So I decided to leave the cap area in the hope that I might be able to get shots on the Stug 3G and the Wolverine and avoid any person who does turn up at our cap. Because I think there is we have got another Arty there, the M41 HMC, Screaming Squirrel. And if he stays there, there's a very good chance that he might get spotted and taken out by anybody who attacks our cap. Now, why did I go around this side? Well, it gives you a better angle on the enemy if they happen to be sitting further up the west road, or the western pass. I'm just aiming for that corner because I know that enemy tanks or defending tanks tend to stay on that corner because there's a natural cover. I fire a round in, there's no response, so I'm going to keep moving. Okay, my next target is actually to aim at that bush on the hill overlooking their own cap area. There's normally a tank destroyer sitting up there, and if the Stug has relocated, that might be where he would have gone. No response from that. We also know that the Bishop was seen up on the hill overlooking the cap area. So the Bishop might be up there as well. I'm going to fire another round in there, and I was looking all the time I was firing in this direction to see if there was any tracer from an enemy Bishop. Because the tracer might emanate from the bush to the left of the screen. Nothing seen. You have to have very good periphery vision in this game. I'm going to fire a round into that corner anyway, but in fact, actually, the enemy Bishop's been found, and he's right behind me. There he is. Even while I was aiming up at the hill, he was down here, and he'd come round across the bowl, and was now sitting behind me. But I don't think he expected an Arty to be over here, and I fired a round at where he was last seen, and he was stunned. So he now knows there's an Arty in front of him and he's trying to get away. I'm trying to reload in time to get a shot on him. Got to work out where to put the shell. Almost loaded. Rounds out. It lands behind him for 151, tracked him, but he had to burn his repair kit to move away. Well, he's got the company of that Stug, and the KV2's following up, and he's heading in that direction. The enemy Wolverine's been found, and I'm going to try and get a shot on him, because he's trying to defend their cap. If I can splash kill him. Oh, no, the Skoda got him. And suddenly the Su-122A comes into sight. The KV2 spotted him, coming up behind him. Their Stug is capping. Or at least it's either him or the Bishop. But I can see the Su-122A sitting around the corner. Where is he now? We're capping at the other end, so he's probably going to be reacting to that. Yes, there he is. And suddenly I appear right behind him, which I think the SU-122A was not expecting. And that one took a huge amount of his hit points and tracked him, but it didn't kill him. So he has a chance, once he's fixed his tracks, to turn and fire at me, but he's not moving, which kind of makes me think that he's not using his repair kit. Now he's trying to escape. I'm loaded and splash kill. Okay, I come around the corner. And there's the M4A1, and he's up on the hill, which means he could see me. Yes, he has seen me. And I'm now backing away because he's the last enemy alive. They've killed the bishop. And I'm trying to get behind the rock so I can shoot up over the rock at the M4A1. Can't see him. We've lost the M41 HMC, crashed over the other side of the hill. And the M4A1 crashed as well. I think he was trying to come down the hill to kill the KV2, but he died in the process. So both one member of our team crashed and the M4A1 crashed. Let's have a look at the end of battle results. Well, it's an ace tanker for fixing stupid in the Grille, and in fact it's the first ace tanker in this vehicle. I haven't had an ace tanker in the Grille before. You only get the scrolls the first time, and this is the first time on this vehicle. I managed to get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. Yes, I got 4 exactly. The KV2, the SU-122, a 40TP and another KV2. And I also managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, I got 14 on this one. And my win rate from the battle was 6,421, which is Super Unicum standard. So let's have a look at the team score. Well, you can see that I did actually do the most damage in the game, but I didn't pick up a high caliber. 1,876 hit points of damage. The next high scorer being the 40TP, who got 1,647. And after that, the Skoda T25 with 1,254. When it came to, the DSPZ, I should say, he got a Lever Slaves medal, so he obviously killed 2 tanks of higher tier than himself. When it came to kills, I got the highest number of kills, but it was the same number as the KV2. 4 kills each, 3 kills for the DSPZ, and also 2 kills for the Bishop, the M4A1, and the KV2 on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, yes, I've got the top in all 3 columns. 931 for myself, 820 for the KV2, 746 for the Panzer 5.4. Let's have a look at the detail. I fired 21 rounds in that game, got 6 direct hits, no penetrations, but 19 splash. Damage of 1,876 hit points, of which 1,596 were at more than 300 meters. I damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 4, and did 503 hit points of stun assist of 15 stuns. On a premium count, I earned 40,275 credits, and after ammunition resupply, took away 29,670 credits. I received 1,396 XP times 2 for the first victory, 2,794 for completing the mission and events, and 1,396 from personal reserves, so I took away 6,983 experience points altogether. I said sometimes it pays to move closer to the enemy. Yes, because if I'd actually been back at the enemy cap, I probably would have been killed by the M4A1, and I wouldn't have been able to help my teammates. Plus, of course, the Grille cannot fire over the entire range of the battlefield, so you have to move closer to the enemy sometimes just to get at them. But in this case, actually it worked out to my advantage, because by moving away from the cap, the Bishop actually appeared behind me, and I was able to shoot back at him. And now if I'd been at the cap area, I probably would have been vulnerable to that Bishop, because he would have been in a position where it was very difficult to shoot at him without getting shot back at. So it really did help that I was in a position where the Bishop couldn't see me, he didn't know where I was, couldn't fire back at me, and I was able to get shots at him instead. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel please, and thanks for watching.